First Contact's Price. The Valderi survey-shipped Star Seeker emerged from quantum space at the edge of Sol system, its crystalline hull refracting sunlight in prismatic patterns. Captain Zaravex stood on the command deck, her iridescent scales shifting from deep blue to purple as she processed the sensor data. This primitive system, barely 2 centuries into its space age, had caught the Dominion's attention not for its technology, but for its unprecedented rate of development. Fascinating, she murmured, multiple eyes focusing on different data streams simultaneously. They colonized 3 worlds in just 50 years, despite using such primitive propulsion systems. Her first officer, Kelinar, flicked his sensory tendrils in dismissal. Hardly impressive, Captain. The Dominion colonized 20 worlds in the same time frame during our early expansion. Yes, Zaravex responded, but we had inherited technology from our predecessors. These humans, they've done everything themselves, from nothing. The survey mission continued for 3 months, monitoring human communications, studying their military capabilities, and analyzing their social structures. What they found both impressed and concerned the Valderi crew. Humans were fractious, divided into numerous nation-states, yet they cooperated in space. They maintained military forces even in peacetime, and their entertainment was filled with scenarios of conflict against superior forces. When the Star Seeker finally returned to Dominion space, its report sparked intense debate in the Grand Council. High Commander Vexthal, resplendent in his ceremonial armor, addressed the assembled lords. These humans represent both opportunity and threat, he declared. Their adaptability and drive for expansion could make them valuable servants to the Dominion. However, their martial nature and rapid technological progress could also make them dangerous if left unchecked. The Council deliberated for days before reaching a decision. The Dominion would send a diplomatic mission to Earth, offering humanity a choice: willing submission and integration into the Dominion as a protectorate species, or forceful subjugation. Ambassador Selvera led the diplomatic fleet to Earth, 5 massive Dominion warships accompanying her flagship. The humans responded to their arrival with remarkable calm, agreeing to meetings in their orbital station above Earth. The human delegation, led by United Earth Ambassador Chen Wei, listened politely as Selvera outlined the Dominion's terms. When she finished, Chen's response shocked the Valderi. With respect, Ambassador, he said, humanity has no interest in becoming anyone's servants, willing or otherwise. We would be happy to establish diplomatic relations as equals, but submission is not an option we will consider. Selvera's scales flushed red with anger. You misunderstand, Ambassador Chen. This is not a negotiation. The Dominion has ruled this sector for 10,000 years. Your species has barely mastered faster than light travel. You will submit, or you will be made to submit. Chen's smile never wavered. Perhaps you misunderstand us, Ambassador. Humanity doesn't respond well to threats. We recommend you reconsider your approach. The meeting ended in diplomatic disaster. As the Valderi fleet departed, High Commander Vexthal received his orders. Make an example of the humans' outer colonies. Show them the price of defiance. The attack came without warning. Quantum torpedoes reduced orbital defenses to debris. Particle beams cracked environmental domes. 3 human colonies, millions of lives, extinguished in hours. The message was broadcast on all frequencies: submit or face extinction. The response from Earth was not what the Valderi expected. No pleas for mercy. No immediate surrender. Instead, a single message was transmitted to all surviving human settlements. Remember harvest. Remember New Eden. Remember threshold. Unity through adversity. Then, silence. The Valderi celebrated their easy victory, never noticing the small ships slipping away from Earth, carrying scientists, engineers, and soldiers deep into the asteroid belts. They didn't detect the massive resources being shifted through secret quantum tunnels, or the new facilities being built in dimensional pockets where their sensors couldn't reach. They didn't realize that humanity had been preparing for something like this since they first reached the stars. They didn't understand that humans had spent their entire history imagining and planning for this very scenario. Most critically, they didn't understand that they hadn't broken humanity's spirit, they had united it. Silent preparations. Deep within the Kuiper Belt, in a dimensional pocket that existed slightly out of phase with normal space, Dr. Sarah Chen watched her life's work take shape. The massive quantum forge stretched for kilometers, its crystalline structure pulsing with energies that defied conventional physics. She hadn't seen Earth in 3 years, hadn't felt natural sunlight on her skin, but none of that mattered now. Phase shift test 17 ready, her AI assistant announced. Quantum alignment at optimal levels. Sarah nodded, her augmented reality display showing streams of data from the experiment. Begin test sequence. In the testing chamber, a piece of Valdari hull armor, salvaged from debris after their attack, floated in a containment field. The quantum forge powered up, reality itself seeming to ripple around the target. A beam of coherent energy, focused through probability matrices, struck the armor. The material didn't melt, didn't explode. It simply ceased to exist. Its very atomic structure shifted into another dimension. Sarah allowed herself a small smile. Log results. Inform Admiral Hassan that Project Ghostmaker is ready for weapons integration. Throughout the solar system, similar breakthroughs were happening in hidden facilities. Humanity had spent centuries imagining alien invasions, creating countless scenarios in their fiction. Now those imagined defenses were becoming reality. In the Mars Underground Complex, General Michael Okonjo reviewed the latest combat simulations. The holoscreen showed squadrons of the new Phantom-class stealth frigates, their quantum displacement drives making them virtually invisible to Valdari sensors. They're still using conventional detection methods, his tactical officer reported. Their entire sensor network is based on quantum wave observation. They'll never see our ships coming. Michael thought of his family on New Eden, their names now among the millions on the memorial wall. They thought we'd break. Instead, we evolved. Show me the drone swarm progress. Another simulation played out. Thousands of microdrones, each barely larger than a coin, working in perfect coordination. They could strip a Valdari warship to its component atoms in minutes, using the same technology that powered their quantum forges. Drone production is at 300% of projected capacity, the officer reported. The automated factories in the asteroid belt are exceeding all expectations. The general nodded. And the neural interface systems. All military personnel have been successfully augmented. The quantum-enhanced reaction times are unprecedented. Our pilots can process information and respond faster than any known species. In Earth's oceanic depths, where Valdari sensors couldn't penetrate, the largest secret of all was nearing completion. Fleet Admiral Yuki Tanaka stood in the observation dome of the Atlantis complex, watching autonomous construction units assemble the massive ships that would carry humanity's response to the Dominion. Status report on the Nemesis-class dreadnoughts, she asked. Her executive officer, Commander Rodriguez, pulled up the relevant data. First wave of 20 ships will be ready in 3 months. Phase shift weapons are integrated, quantum displacement drives are operational, and the AI cores are online and synchronized. And the dimensional pocket generators. Tested and confirmed. Each ship can create its own pocket universe for storage and staging. The Valdari won't know what hit them. Yuki studied the massive vessels taking shape in the abyssal plain. Each was larger than anything humanity had built before, yet they would be invisible to their enemies until the moment they chose to reveal themselves. They thought we were primitive because we didn't have their technology, she mused. They never considered we might develop something completely different. In orbit around Jupiter, hidden in the gas giant's intense radiation belts, the Special Projects Division was putting the finishing touches on humanity's most ambitious project. Dr. James Martinez monitored the quantum entanglement readings as his team prepared for the final test. Quantum network synchronization at 100%, his systems analyst reported. All nodes are connected. James took a deep breath. What they were attempting had never been done before, creating a faster-than-light communication network that operated outside normal spacetime. If it worked, human forces would be able to coordinate instantly across any distance. Initialize the network. Across the solar system, quantum receivers activated simultaneously. In an instant, every human military facility was connected in a web of instant communication that the Valderi couldn't detect or interrupt. In her office on Luna Base, President Sarah Martinez reviewed the latest readiness reports. The transformation of humanity's military forces was almost complete. What had seemed like submission and defeat to the Valderi had been the greatest military buildup in human history. Message from Strategic Command, her AI announced. All Phase 1 objectives have been met. We are ready to proceed with Phase 2. Sarah thought of the millions dead in the colonies, of the Valderi's casual cruelty and assumption of superiority. They had thought humanity would break under their show of force. Instead, they had forced humanity to become something new, something that had never existed before. An entire civilization transformed into a weapon of war. Send the signal, she ordered. Operation Prometheus begins in 72 hours. Throughout the solar system, hidden shipyards hummed with activity. Stealth ships slipped into formation. Quantum weapons powered up. Neural-linked crews took their stations. The combined might of humanity, transformed by loss and forged in silence, prepared to reveal itself. In the darkness between worlds, humanity's fleet gathered. They carried with them not just advanced weapons and technology, but something the Valderi had never considered: the combined knowledge of centuries of human military theory, strategy, and imagination. The countdown to humanity's response had begun, and the galaxy was about to learn a harsh lesson about the danger of underestimating human potential. The adaptive edge. The Valderi border station, eternal vigilance, never detected the first strike. One moment it was conducting routine scans of the sector, its crew confident in their technological superiority. The next moment, reality itself seemed to fold around them. Captain Kara Wong stood on the bridge of the HMS Nemesis, watching through quantum-enhanced sensors as the station's matter was systematically shifted into another dimension. No explosion, no debris, just the elegant efficiency of human ingenuity. First blood, she whispered. Begin Phase 3. Across 15 crucial Valderi systems, human stealth ships emerged from their dimensional pockets. They had been waiting for months, gathering intelligence, identifying targets. The Dominion's arrogance made it easy. They never thought to look for ships that could bend spacetime itself. In the shipyards above the Valderi core world Helios Prime, Admiral David Chen watched through his neural interface as 30 human vessels appeared from nowhere. Their mission was simple: destroy the Empire's ability to build warships. All ships, weapons-free, Chen ordered through the quantum network. Remember New Eden. The phase shift cannons fired. Valderi shields, designed to stop energy and kinetic weapons, might as well have been paper. The massive construction docks simply ceased to exist, their matter scattered across dimensions. 5 years of quantum physics development had created something the Valderi had never imagined possible. On the Valderi military command world of Nexus II, Commander Sarah Hassan's strike team hit their command and control centers. The Dominion's most advanced detection systems couldn't track the human ships. Their best weapons couldn't touch them. Sir, Hassan's tactical officer reported through their neural link. Valderi reinforcements arriving. 3 dreadnought groups. Hassan didn't even blink. Show them what humanity has learned about warfare. The human ships moved like dancers, their neural-linked crews operating with impossible precision. Valderi targeting computers couldn't keep up. The dreadnoughts fired blindly into space, their shots passing harmlessly through areas where human ships appeared to be. Then the drone swarms deployed. Millions of microscopic machines, each carrying a quantum phase shifter, swarmed over the Valderi ships. They didn't need to destroy the vessels. They simply shifted small, crucial components into other dimensions. Weapons, shields, engines, piece by piece, until the mighty dreadnoughts were reduced to powerless hulks. In the Centauri system, home to the Dominion's largest fuel refineries, Captain Marcus Zhang led his squadron through their defensive grid. 5 years ago, he had been a quantum physics professor. Now he commanded weapons that could tear reality apart. All targets marked, his AI reported. Permission to execute. Zhang thought of his students who had died on threshold. Permission granted. Show them the price of pride. The refineries erupted in silent flame. The Dominion had just lost 40% of its fuel production capability in less than 10 minutes. On the bridge of the HMS Prometheus, Fleet Admiral Yuki Tanaka watched the tactical display as reports flooded in. Every strike team was reporting success. The Dominion's military infrastructure was being dismantled with surgical precision. "Admiral," her communications officer called out, "Valderi quantum communications are in chaos. They still can't detect our ships properly. They're firing blindly into space." Tanaka nodded. "Send the signal to begin Phase 4. Let's show them what else humanity has learned." Across Valderi space, military bases went dark. Communication hubs fell silent. Shipyards burned. The Dominion had spent 10,000 years building its military might, and humanity was taking it apart in hours. In his command bunker on the Valderi throne world, High Commander Vex Thal received increasingly desperate reports. His mighty fleet was being destroyed by an enemy they couldn't see or fight. His strategic reserves were gone. His backup plans were in ruins. "My lord," a junior officer burst in, scales pale with fear. "We're detecting new quantum disturbances. Massive ones, at the edge of our defense perimeter." Vex Thal felt a chill run down his spine. "What do you mean, massive?" It's the main human fleet, sir. These attacks, they were just the advance force." The High Commander slumped in his chair as reality hit him. They had thought humanity would break when they destroyed their colonies. Instead, they had created something unprecedented. An entire civilization transformed into a weapon of war. And now, the full might of that transformation was about to reveal itself. In the void of space, thousands of human warships dropped out of their dimensional pockets. Each was a masterpiece of quantum engineering, carrying weapons that defied physics as the Valderi understood it. Neural-linked crews operated as single organisms, their reactions enhanced by quantum processors. AI systems coordinated strategies faster than organic minds could follow. And leading them all was the HMS Prometheus, carrying humanity's message to the galaxy. Never again would anyone underestimate the human capacity for adaptation, innovation, and determination. The real war was about to begin. Pride's fall. The Valderi throne world of Celestia Prime blazed with defensive fire, its orbital rings alive with the desperate activities of a civilization facing extinction. High Commander Vex Thal stood in the Planetary Defense Command Center, watching as his empire crumbled around him. "My lord," his tactical officer's scales had faded to a sickly gray. "We've lost contact with the Helios sector. The humans, they're not just destroying our ships, they're erasing them from existence." Across the galaxy, the full might of humanity's transformed military unleashed itself. The quantum network linked every ship, every soldier, every weapon into a single coordinated force that moved with terrifying precision. Admiral Sarah Chen, commanding the HMS Retribution, led the assault on the Valderi's primary fleet anchorage at Nexus Prime. Her neural interface gave her perfect awareness of every ship in her command, every weapon's status, every tactical possibility. "All ships, execute Pattern Omega," she ordered through the quantum network. "Show them why humanity spent centuries imagining wars among the stars." The human fleet moved like a living thing, each ship anticipating the other's actions. Valderi targeting systems, designed to predict conventional movement patterns, failed completely. Their shots passed through empty space, while human vessels seemed to appear from impossible angles. Then the phase-shift cannons opened fire. Valdari dreadnoughts, the pride of their fleet, simply vanished, not destroyed. Their very matter shifted into other dimensions. 10,000 years of military supremacy meant nothing against weapons that operated outside normal physics. Admiral, her eye reported, the Valdari are attempting to adapt. They're modifying their shields too. Too late, Chen interrupted. Deploy the quantum viruses. Throughout the Valdari fleet, artificial intelligences that had hidden dormant in their systems for months activated. Not destroying, not taking control, simply introducing subtle errors into their targeting systems, their shield harmonics, their quantum field generators. The mighty Valdari defense fleet, pride of their civilization, began to tear itself apart. On the other side of Valdari space, General Michael Okonjo led the assault on their primary shipyards. His neural-linked crew operated the HMS Nemesis with inhuman precision, their thoughts moving faster than organic reactions could follow. Sir, his tactical officer reported through the neural net, detecting unusual quantum signatures. The Valdari are attempting to evacuate their command staff through dimensional gates. Okonjo smiled. Initiate quantum lock. Show them what real dimensional engineering looks like. The human fleet activated their dimensional anchor systems. The Valdari gates, crude attempts at dimensional manipulation, collapsed in on themselves. There would be no escape for those who had ordered the attack on human colonies. In orbit around Earth, President Sarah Martinez watched the strategic display as reports flooded in through the quantum network. The Valdari Empire, which had dominated this sector of space for 10 millennia, was being systematically dismantled in a matter of days. Madam President, her military advisor reported, we're detecting attempts at communication from several Valdari colony worlds. They're requesting terms of surrender. Martinez thought of the millions dead in the human colonies, of the Valdari's casual cruelty and assumption of superiority. Relay them to Admiral Tanaka. She knows our terms. On the bridge of the HMS Prometheus, Fleet Admiral Yuki Tanaka received the surrender requests. The Valdari colonies were offering unconditional submission, begging for mercy from the force that had shattered their empire. Send them our response, she ordered. We are not the Valdari. We don't demand submission. We offer cooperation. The message went out across Valdari space. Surrender would be accepted, but not submission. The human terms were simple. Join a new alliance of equals or face isolation from the emerging galactic community. In his command bunker, High Commander Vex Thal received the terms with trembling hands. The humans weren't demanding territory, weren't seeking revenge. They were offering something his species had never considered, genuine partnership. My lord, his aide's voice shook, the outer colonies are accepting their terms. The fleet admirals are standing down. The Empire is falling. Vex Thal looked at the tactical display, watching as more and more Valdari worlds chose cooperation over destruction. In less than a week, humanity had done what no species had managed in 10,000 years. They had broken the Valdari Empire not through conquest, but by offering a better way. Send the signal, he finally ordered. The Dominion surrenders. Above Celestia Prime, the HMS Prometheus received the surrender. Admiral Tanaka opened a channel to all human forces. The war is over, she announced. But our real work is just beginning. Today we show the galaxy that humanity's greatest strength isn't our technology or our weapons. It's our ability to forge a better future from the ashes of conflict. The human fleet stood down their weapons but maintained their vigilance. They had learned the hard way that peace must be protected by strength. But they had also learned something the Valdari never understood. True power comes not from domination, but from cooperation. The galaxy was about to enter a new era, shaped by human ingenuity, determination, and most importantly, their capacity for both war and peace. A new dawn. 1 year after the Valdari surrender, The Great Hall of the newly constructed Galactic Assembly on neutral ground Terra Nova hummed with activity. Representatives from 100 worlds, former Valdari colonies, independent systems, and human settlements gathered to witness something unprecedented. The formation of the first galactic cooperative. Admiral Sarah Chen, now serving as Earth's chief diplomat, stood at the central podium. Through her neural interface, she could sense the mix of hope and anxiety filling the chamber. Former enemies sat side by side, their differences set aside in pursuit of a greater purpose. "We gather here not to celebrate victory," she began, her words translated instantly through quantum communication systems, "but to ensure it never becomes necessary again." In the years since the war's end, humanity had shared selected technologies with their former enemies. Not weapons, those remained carefully guarded, but advances in medicine, agriculture, and clean energy. The quantum network now connected worlds across the galaxy, allowing instant communication and cultural exchange. "The Valdari Empire fell not because of our weapons," Chen continued, "but because it was built on fear and domination. Today, we build something stronger. An alliance founded on mutual respect and cooperation." In orbit above Terra Nova, Fleet Admiral Yuki Tanaka watched the proceedings from the bridge of the Aegis Prometheus. Her ship, once the spear of humanity's vengeance, now served as a symbol of their commitment to peace through strength. "Admiral," her eye reported, "quantum scans show the last Valdari dimensional gate has been dismantled. Their entire military infrastructure has been converted as agreed." Tanaka nodded. The peace terms hadn't required the Valdari to disarm, only to transform their military, as humanity had, into a force for defense and stability rather than conquest. On Earth, in the rebuilt chambers of the Human Federation Council, President Sarah Martinez reviewed reports from across human space. The colonies destroyed by the Valdari were being rebuilt, their new cities protected by quantum shields and dimensional anchors. But they were different now. Designed not just for humans, but for all species who wish to live and work together. "Madam President," her advisor reported, "the last refugee transfer is complete. The mixed species colonies are exceeding all integration projections." Martinez smiled. The greatest victory hadn't been defeating the Valdari. It had been showing them a better way. Former enemies now worked side by side, their children playing together in schools that taught both species' histories. In the quantum research facilities beneath Luna's surface, Dr. James Martinez led a team of human and Valdari scientists in pushing the boundaries of dimensional physics. The Valdari's traditional knowledge combined with human innovation was producing breakthroughs that neither species could have achieved alone. "The quantum fold experiments are showing promising results," a Valdari scientist reported, her scales shimmering with excitement. "We may have found a way to create stable pocket universes for unlimited clean energy production." Back in the Galactic Assembly, Admiral Chen reached the crucial moment of her address. "Today, we sign not just a treaty, but a commitment to a shared future. The Galactic Cooperative will not be an empire or a dominion, but a partnership of equals. Each member maintains their sovereignty while contributing to our collective security and prosperity." The voting began. One by one, representatives from across the galaxy registered their approval through the quantum network. Former Valdari worlds, independent systems, even species that had hidden from the Dominion for centuries, all choosing to be part of something new. High Commander Vexfall, now serving as the Valdari representative, was the last to vote. He stood, his once proud military bearing replaced by something more contemplative. "A year ago, I thought I understood power," he addressed the assembly. "I thought it came from force, from dominance, from fear. Humanity taught us otherwise. They showed us that true strength comes from unity, from diversity, from the ability to change and grow. On behalf of the Valdari people, we choose cooperation." As the final vote was recorded, quantum beacons across the galaxy activated, broadcasting the historic moment to every world. The age of empires was over. The era of cooperation had begun. In Earth orbit, Admiral Tanaka gave a final order to the assembled human fleet. The massive ships, their quantum drives humming with power, arranged themselves in a precise formation. Phase shift cannons, once weapons of war, fired in precise coordination. The beams intersected in space, creating a spectacular display of dimensionally shifted light, a reminder that the same technology that could destroy could also create beauty. "See that the galaxy remembers this," Tanaka transmitted to all ships. "Not as the day humanity proved its strength, but as the day we all chose to be stronger together." The light show continued, visible from 1,000 worlds, a testament to humanity's greatest victory, not the defeat of an enemy, but the forging of a future where former enemies could become allies in the great adventure of exploring the cosmos. The price of pride had been high, but from its payment had come something precious, a galaxy united not by force, but by choice, and in the quantum-linked networks that connected world to world, culture to culture, the true power of humanity showed itself, not in their weapons or technology, but in their ability to imagine and create a better future for all.